I'm back, and I'm bold as fuck. I know my last video was also like a "Hey, I'm back" kind of video. But this is it. You know, the hair was weighing me down. I said, "Fuck the hair, it's gone." Honestly, I recommend it, dude. Having no hair, kind of useful. You hop in the shower, you hop straight back out. You know, unless you want to, masturbate in there, which some people do. But yeah, it's easy, 10-second showers. If my hairline's a bit fucked, but I'll get used to it. I recommend it, dude. Like I said, no long showers anymore, which some of you don't take anyway. But to those of you that do, you could save on your water bill. I mean, the downsides, I feel like negative thoughts kind of find your way into your head a bit easier. Like I feel more racist since shaving my head, and I think it's because I don't have all that long hair to get rid of them thoughts that try and come in. Imagine a racist. Imagine a racist for me. I'm willing to bet you that guy ain't got no hair. And he's probably racist because it's just easy for them thoughts to get in. It's like having a house with the door open and there's a bunch of racist thoughts outside. They're going to come in, So that I feel like I'm more, susceptible. But yeah, what else has been happening, man? That's pretty much it. That, and I don't like Ed Sheeran anymore. I don't know why that thought's come through the front door, but it certainly has. Fuck him, I guess. I thought it would look a lot worse on me, if you don't mind me saying. I think it looks pretty cool. I kind of look like Eminem if he made love to a lesbian. I'm like the result of that. And they both ain't got no hair, and then I was just born like this, and now I can't grow any. That's a very long-winded way of me saying I think it looks okay. I think it looks alright. But boy, is it useful. If you're watching this and you're thinking about shaving your head, just fucking do it. Like, you ain't gonna pick up no girls. So if you're trying to do that, definitely keep it long, keep it liberal. But if you kind of just want to go into like some conspiracy theory loopholes, take the IQ down a little bit and just start enjoying life, I recommend, getting rid of the hair. I've already got a girlfriend, so I ain't got to worry about, the path to incelism. Feel like shaving your head's like the start of that, low key. But it's kind of peaceful if you can kind of try and block those things out, Nobody can tug on me. They would have a real tough time trying to pinch this. I feel like if you're a white guy, this is every white guy's kind of final form. Because eventually, you're either going to crack and think, fuck it, I don't need that stuff. Or you're going to get cancer and on the way to dying, you're going to be bald. A white man's destiny. And honestly, getting it out the way early, it's going to happen, bro. If you're white, bro, unless there's like some Native Americans in your gene pool somewhere, which there probably ain't, you might as well get it out the way and just, dive into it, get used to what you look like when you're low-key chopped. So when you get older and it happens, you're not surprised. I feel like I look a lot more like my father now, which I'm sure lots of young men out there, they're kind of scared of looking like. But dude, you came out as balls. You think you ain't going to start looking like him? Give it 15 years and you're going to be looking at your dad in the mirror. And then you're going to think, oh shit, that's just me. So get it out the way, man. Just do it early. Also, if you're going for a run, that breeze feels good, bro. Maybe the sun is setting. You look across the road, there's a couple like gay dudes holding hands. You feel like you're in like an advertisement, for like some running shoes or something. Oh, dude, it's a good feeling, let me tell you. But if you got long hair, you could step on it, someone could grab it, could get caught on something and then you get yanked. But no, the only downside I can think of is, the negative thoughts kind of find your way into your brain a bit better. But what else can I do now that I'm bold? I can look real angry. Bold men kind of scary, I don't understand because testosterone makes your hair grow. But you see a bold guy, you think, fuck. He had so much that his hair just fell out. I don't get quite how that works, but if you want to look real pissed off, you can see all these new veins in your forehead you didn't know was even there. So if you want to look real angry, if you're considering, getting rid of all the hair, that's just weird. You want to keep some. You want to keep the eyebrows. You want to keep some nostril hair because then it stops the dust from going up there. You want to get rid of this hair that's in between the eyebrows, because then you could start looking Turkish. You want to get rid of that ear hair. The genitalia, that's up to you really. But I recommend keeping the eyebrows. But the head, that stuff, what does that even do? It feels nice too. It's like, when you pet a dog and it ain't got too much hair? That's how it feels when people touch your head. It feels like you're just a good dog. You ever wanted to know what it's like to be a good dog? And you're like waggling your tail and shit? Shave your head. Yeah, that's another thing. You shave your head, you don't look intellectual. So if you're trying to be performative, this ain't the one for you. If you're trying to look, like Einstein, who's another smart man? I don't know. And I don't know any women's names because I didn't get taught that in school. If you want to look like an intelligentsia kind of fella, you ain't going to get that with the bald head. You're going to look like if two pieces of bread got slapped on either side of your head, you're going to look like a goddamn raw meatball, that someone's just going to want to take a bite out of. You're not going to look like you're going to be coming up with no theories of relativity. You know, you're going to look like you can fix something, but you're not going to look like you could, you know, do algebra. What do smart people even do? I don't know, but that's the thing. I kind of had like medium hair, which meant this guy knows a bit of this and a bit of that. But in reality, I don't know shit about nothing. So I think the bold, it kind of just, you know, it fits me better. You know, I feel like I'm going back to my roots. Lots of bold men in my family that don't know shit. I feel like finally I'm kind of becoming one of those, you know. Lots of people been saying I look like my brother. You know, just without the Down syndrome. He ain't got Down syndrome, but that's why I'd look like him without the Down syndrome, because we do just look alike now anyway. But I couldn't see that before. So maybe if you do want to shave your head, you know, you want to know if you look like any of your family members who have got a shaved head, this is one way to find out. You know, if you don't think your father is your father, shave your head, find out, you know. I won't be surprised if there's a dude out there who takes this advice, you know, looks just like me. He goes and he does it, and his dad's bald, and now he's bald, and he looks at himself and he looks at his dad, and then he realizes, oh shit, you know, this guy's black. He can't be my father, you know, because I'm white as a fucking candlestick. Yeah, so if you want to know who your father is, shave your head. That's reason number 4. If you want to look like you can open cans just with your hand, you know, no can opener. That's the kind of thing you're going to get asked. Just impossible shit like, hey, could you fucking rip this brick in half? They ain't going to ask none of that to a guy with long hair. Like, okay, Jesus, you think you can split this rock in 2? Well, maybe he could, but you know, the average long-haired individual ain't going to be able to do that. But you ain't going to be able to either. That's the key thing. But you're going to look like you could do that. There we go. You know, you're going to look dependable. You know, and if war breaks out, you ain't got to shave your head. You can just go and die straight away. One other thing I noticed with the shaven head is I feel athletic. You know, I feel like if anyone challenged me to jump real high, I feel like I could fucking do it. I feel like, you know, it'd just be easy as fuck. I feel like I could jump through the roof of this building right now. I feel like you look more like a crackhead, so you feel like you're kind of cracked out. I feel like I could twitch and start tweaking at any moment. But if you want to feel potential, maybe potential to be athletic, or, you know, potential to be, you know, dangerous. I feel like being bold makes you feel dangerous, you know? It makes you feel like you can do anything. You feel like a daredevil, you know? Like, now the hair's gone, what's next? I don't care if I lose my arm. I don't care if I lose my leg. You know, shoot me out that cannon and let's see how far I go. You know, I feel like it gives you that, like, that competitive edge, you know, that most guys with long hair, they just don't get. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but to me it does. And if you shaved your head, maybe we'd be on the same wavelength. Are you sniffing what I'm shitting? I don't know. But I think I'm shitting some good stuff. Walking past my house right now, I just seen a bold guy. He just walked right by, and guess what? He was going quick. He had purpose. That's just some of my opinions on being bold. I definitely recommend it. If you really are thinking about it, I ain't even kidding, bro. It feels great. If you can block out those negative thoughts. See, I nearly said that wrong. If you can block them out, you know, you good, bro. More videos coming soon. Whenever inspiration strikes me, I'm going to be making some shit. Kind of want to do this more for fun, but I don't want to stop because I do enjoy it. I just fucking hate editing, you know? Fuck that. I don't want to be doing that. Hell no. So, yeah. See you next time.